Kurunji Senior Secondary School, CBSE, Namakkal.
Successful result producing school in state every year.
Administered by the Board of Directors with over 35 years of experience in the teaching field.
Special attention on art, craft, music, dance, silambam, yoga, skating and karate.
Focus on Hindi Sabha and Spell Bee Olympiad exams.
Smart class for effective and innovative learning and well-furnished library.
Solitary importance on sports and games in state and national level.
WhatsApp facilities to know activities of students and school inside the campus.
Free bus for LKG to 8th standard.
Free, hygienic and nutritious food.
NEET, JEE, IIT coaching experts from Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh along with our effective teachers.
Admission registration for classes LKG to +2.
Kurunji Education Institution, Kavetipatti, Namakkal. Admission in progress. CBSE, KG to 12, contact 9025895176. Metric 6 to 12, contact 9344567484. For online admission, log on to www.kurunjischoolnkl.in.
Students, now in this video we are discussing sclerites or stone cells. So here our knowledge point of view, so here the sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma we have been divided into two types. First one is fibers and one more is sclerites. Sclerites we will be calling by one more name is stone cells. Okay, so this stone cells information already in previous video we have discussed. Now there these sclerites, so on the basis of their shapes, so sclerites on the basis of their shapes, these sclerites are classified into 6 types. Okay, so this particular information NEET examination point of view important. So actually this particular information not given in our NCERT, but we would like to learn. So that's why. So let me explain NEET information also while taking regular classes. Right. Now in this particular case, now what is the information we are discussing based on the shape of these sclerites or stone cells. These sclerites we are dividing into 6 types. Okay, so now what are the types now? First of all, let us by heart the types. First one is brachysclerites, macrosclerites, osteosclerites, ostrosclerites, filiform sclerites, and one more is trichosclerites. So totally how many types are there? Totally 6 types are there. One more time let us study what are those. Brachy, macro, osteo, astro, filiform, tricho. Why? Because sclerites are all common only now. So that's why. Now first one let us start to discuss brachysclerites. These brachysclerites are short, isodiametric. So like means once we have seen same kind of diametric, isodiametric word in parenchyma. So there means here all cell source seems to be same. So structurally or morphologically. So here these brachysclerites are short, isodiametric, resembling parenchymatous cells or parenchyma cells. Okay, so these are found in the cortex, phloem and pith of stem and pericarp of fruits. So here these locations, if you see there are no locations, so many locations comes. So many locations comes, but chance is there. Means so suppose if you are watching this video 2 or 3 times or like a short form notes you try to prepare. So thereby while watching or while going here and there you can remember. So here brachysclerites, what are the examples or where we can find out likewise. So we can, if you study means 2 or 3 times, definitely we can save this information in our mind. So thereby this brachysclerites presence means these are all found in the cortex, phloem, pith, pericarp of fruits. Means best examples are these brachysclerites are present in pear. In a perigynous position of over, pear we see, pear, plum, rose, peach likewise. So there pear scientific name is Pyrus communis. And coconut scientific name is Cocos nucifera. What are the examples? So pear and coconut plants, these two we can be taken under the examples of brachysclerites. Brachysclerites, how it will be? So like short and isodiametric, appears like parenchymatous cells. Appears like parenchyma cells. Second one is macrosclerites. Macrosclerates, these are all elongated rod-shaped cells. Elongated rod-shaped cells and appear as palisade parenchyma or palisade layer beneath the epidermal ring of legume seeds. Now, suppose in our lower standards, did you study the structure of this one, structure of leaf? So here if you see there no longitudinal section of a leaf, LS of leaf, no, there definitely we will observe which one, presence of a palisade parenchyma. Suppose if you take one dicot leaf, no, so dicot leaf, dorsiventral leaf, no, another name. So if you take dicot leaf, no, upper surface will be more thicker than the like a lower surface. Why that kind of difference means on upper surface, beneath of upper surface, no, which one is present? So more number of chloroplasts are there. So because of the presence of more number of chloroplasts, so what is a part of the leaf exposed to the sunlight, no, appears more thick green, thick green than the lower positions. So thereby here what is the main important point, no, there. So in just beneath of upper epidermis, so we will observe the palisade parenchyma. So suppose if you study in a 10th standard or in a 9th standard, you try to remember. So palisade parenchyma which is present beneath of upper epidermis. So there in this palisade parenchyma, no, cells are arranged very close to each other without any intercellular spaces. So likewise, so here also macrosclerates or macrosclerates are present like palisade parenchyma which is present beneath of the epidermis. Okay, so now here once you see that, now these macrosclerates, sir, where it will be present, sir, means these are all present in legume seeds. Once you see there, this entire information, macrosclerates, these are elongated rod-shaped cells, appear as a palisade layer beneath the epidermis of legume seeds. Palisade, just for example or just for identification of the structure of palisade, I have written this one, but it is a present means this here the palisade shaped cells like macrosclerates which are present in legume seeds. Legume seeds means Pisum sativum and beans, Dolichos lablab, we know very well now. So in such kind of leaves, no, so such kind of seeds, epidermis or these kind of macrosclerates are present just beneath of or below the epidermis of legume seeds. So these macrosclerates we are calling by one more name or another name is Malpighian cells. Malpighian cells. So macrosclerates are also known as Malpighian cells. So these macrosclerates we can observe in bean seeds, so for example Dolichos lablab and Pisum sativum seeds and etc. Still we can observe in so many number of legume seeds, but example point of view here we have taken just two. Next one, osteo. So osteo means, as biology students we have to remember this one, osteosclerites. So osteosclerites means what is the thing, no? So here these sclerites or appears like, once you see the red spotlight, so osteo means bone shaped. Osteosclerites means bone shaped sclerites are present. So osteosclerites or bone shaped sclerites. Now once you see there, these are all long columnar with bulged ends. Columnar and bulged ends and or bone shaped. Just so here they won't ask or they won't give diagrams and all to remember, but one point, my dear students, try to remember osteo means bone shaped sclerites. One more time you try to say along with me, osteo means bone shaped sclerites. One more time you try to remember, osteo, bone shaped sclerites, and macrosclerites appears as palisade parenchyma cells and macrosclerites appears as isodiametric cells. And brachysclerites appears like parenchymatous cells. Okay, so neat examination point of view, just small sentences or lines are enough for gaining of marks, right? Next one, so where we can find out these kind of osteosclerites means, so they are present in the leaves of Hakea, 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 and in the cotyledons of many dicot plants. So here definitely these are all present in leaves as well as in cotyledons. So in leaves point of view, best example haki and cotyledons point of view, Moureria, Mourea, Moureria. So here the cotyledons of many dicotyledon plants. So here best example, what is the point now I am going to give you is example Moureria. So my dear student, just one point you try to remember, osteo means bone shaped sclerites. Examples definitely we can remember. Suppose if you concentrate with more interest, no, so not 1 and 2 examples, you can learn more than this only. But our interest depends on depends upon our interest, right? Next one, astrosclerites. Astrosclerites, and once you see there, the sclerites shape is a star, like a star-like shape. So thereby astrosclerites, we can observe how these are all branched cells with varied degrees of ramifications. Almost resembling a star. இப்போ பாருங்க, osteosclerites bone shaped, astrosclerites star shaped. அவ்வளவுதான் போதும். Okay, so definitely these astrosclerites appears like a star and they are found in the petioles and leaf blade of many dicot plants. So definitely these astrosclerites are how these are all present in the petioles and the leaf blade of many dicot plants. So for example, Nymphea, normal name is water lily. So in a Nymphea or in a water lily, definitely we can observe the presence of astrosclerites. Astrosclerites means these sclerites shape is like a star. Next one, filiform. So filiform sclerites, if you pathatingla, so there what is information, no? So these are all long and slender cells resembling thread-like structures or thread-like sclerites. So definitely these are all present in the leaves of Olea. Okay, leaves of Olea plant. Filiform meaning enna, thread-like structure. So the filiform is thread-like. So filiform is a thread-like structure. So there means once let us move forward from down to up. So filiform means a thread-like sclerites. Next one, astrosclerites means star shape. Osteosclerites a bone shape. Next one, macrosclerites appears like a palisade parenchyma. Next one, brachysclerites isodiametric and resemble like parenchyma. So next one is trichosclerites. Trichosclerites point of view. So these are all branched and thin walled cells resembling hair. So we will have a hair now. So that kind of tricho meaning is hair like. Okay, so here these sclerites are being like hair like structures with the branches extending in the intercellular spaces. So here, so just what is the point now, trichosclerites are appears like or resemble like a star shape, and here with the branches extending into the intercellular spaces. So this kind of trichosclerites where we can see now, so these are all we can see in leaves of Olea, and aerial roots of Monstera. Leaves of Olea and aerial roots of Monstera. So here what is my plan for preparing of these slip test examinations, no? So suppose tomorrow if I am going to, or if you are going to write examination on this particular concept, so 5 or 6 types, so how many types we are learning, no? All those types just you write down there, shapes all write at one place, and examples try to write beside to that one. So later over 5 to 10 minutes you try to leave it for learning. Okay, so thereby this example is this, next one this example is this, likewise. So kandipa you try to learn. So gaining of neat seat is not a joke. Okay, so thereby if you concentrate, if you have more interest to learn the or information and to get the neat rank, no, so definitely you can learn this one. So don't feel it is so many examples are there, so many types are there, or so many shapes are there, likewise, so don't feel. Okay, so if you have interest and if you have confidence on you, try to learn this one without any like of fluctuations. Right, now let us move forward to learn the complex tissues. Complex tissues point of view, a group of dissimilar cells which work collectively as a single functional unit and perform a specific function. So such kind of tissues we will be calling as complex tissues. Simple tissues means, so the origin and function is similar. Simple tissues we see no parenchyma, cholenchyma, sclerenchyma, like was still now we are learning that only. Now only just we entered into the complex tissues. So means if complex tissues and structures means morphologically dissimilar. Just morphologically only dissimilar, but performing one and only the function. Performing same function. That's why here, so what is the point? Now we are learning a group of dissimilar cells which work collectively as a single functional unit. Cells only morphologically dissimilar but all cells together performing one function. So that is such kind of tissues we will be calling as complex tissues. Okay, simple tissues means origin, function and everything is the same, but complex tissues cells are dissimilar, or dissimilar cells altogether performs same function or similar function or specific function. I hope you understood this one. Right, now this kind of complex tissues information point of view, NEET examination point of view. So in plants two types of complex tissues are found. Two types of complex tissues are there. What are those? Xylem and phloem. So I think so in lower standards, so they have given information. So this one. So they in plants two types of complex tissues are there. One is xylem and second one is phloem. Next one, they are present in the vascular bundles. Which one? Xylem and phloem. So they are present in the vascular bundles and help in the conduction of water and one more is minerals and organic substances from one place to another place in the plant body. One more time you see there. So here the xylem is there and phloem is there. So definitely xylem and phloem which are present in the vascular bundles and helps in, means here the xylem and phloem, what it will do? Helps in the conduction of water and minerals. Water and minerals conduction is under the control of xylem, and organic substances conduction or the transport is under the control of phloem. Okay, so here thereby here all these substances are moving from the one place to another place, or conducting transportation taking place from the one place to another place in the plant body. Hence they are known as vascular tissues. Means here these vascular tissues which in the vascular bundles. So when these complex tissues are present in the vascular bundles, we have given one more name to these complex tissues as vascular tissues. So now orally one more time I will revise, just you try to store in your mind this point, particular point. Xylem, it conducts water and minerals from the root to towards the shoot system. Shoot system means aerial parts are there, that side. Whereas a phloem is there, that particular phloem, it transport or it conducts the food materials which are prepared in the leaves in the presence of sunlight, transported towards the all plant parts. Why? Because so if you take one particular plant, their leaves only performs the process of photosynthesis mostly. That's we know very well. So thereby what are the food materials which are synthesized in the leaves? Definitely transports to the all plant parts. Otherwise remaining plant parts cannot survive. Each and every cell definitely requires energy. So thereby definitely. So now what is the point? Conduction of water and minerals from the root to aerial parts is under the control of xylem, and the transport of food materials or the conduction of food materials from the leaves to aerial parts, remaining all aerial parts. So that is mainly under the control of phloem. I hope you understood this particular point. No worry. So these same points I will give you in another chapter, that is transport in plants. Okay, right. Now let us start to move forward to learn. Right. Vascular tissues are absent in lower plants. So this kind of vascular tissues, now only we see now xylem and phloem members. So these vascular tissues are present where in these are all vascular tissues. Absent, not present, absent in lower plants like thallophytes and bryophytes. So definitely these kind of vascular tissues or vascular tissues are absent in lower plants. So for example, like thallophytes. Thallophytes means before we see algal members, there are chlorophytes, phaeophytes, rhodophytes, and thallophytes point of view, fungal members also we can be taken. So thereby here what are the particular points? The lower plants like thallophytes and bryophytes. Don't forget these 2 points are important. Means so thereby definitely vascular bundles or the vascular tissues are absent in lower plants, thallophytes and bryophytes. Next one, in course of evolution, they first appeared in pteridophytes. So thereby in our plants point of view, for the first time we are observing or we see the presence or the location of these particular vascular bundles for the first time we are observing in pteridophytes. So means before our knowledge point of view, thallophytes are there, bryophytes are there, pteridophytes are there, gymnosperms are there, angiosperms are there. Likewise is there evolution point of view. So thereby for the first time the presence of vascular tissues we are observing in pteridophytes first time. So gradually evolved more and more in gymnosperms and angiosperms. First of all, for the first time we have seen in pteridophytes. Later we have observed developed structures or the developed vascular tissues we are observing in gymnosperms and angiosperms. Next one, the group of plants possessing vascular tissues are known as tracheophytes. Means what are the group of the plants consist of our vascular bundles? All these plants or the group of plants, simply we can be taken them as tracheophytes. Tracheophyte means a track. Tracheophytes means what are the group of the plants consisting of vascular tissues? All these plants or all these plants we can be taken as tracheophytes. Tracheophytes. So tracheophyte is nothing but a group of plants possessing vascular tissues. So such kind of plants simply we will be considering as tracheophytes. Tracheophytes. Next one, so there let us start to learn these vascular tissues or the complex tissues one by one. So here I have written somewhat which one, introduction information of xylem, but here due to the lack of space, definitely I will explain in the next video. So but here what is the information I have written, once let us have a look on this. So xylem point of view, it is a complex tissue that conducts water and mineral salts from the roots to the aerial plant parts or the parts of the plant body in a unidirectional flow. This is the important point. So thereby here, why here I have written with more intention, why I have written in a unidirectional flow means definitely water must flow only in one direction. So thereby finally what is the point we can conclude? All the time water molecules or the water and mineral salts definitely flow from the root to aerial parts. All the time will be like that only. No, sometimes water will not come in a reverse mode. So why? Because here the root system only having connection with the soil, thereby this particular root system only definitely conduct the water and minerals towards the shoot system, isn't it? That's we know very well. So thereby that particular movement of the water flow we can be taken as unidirectional flow. Are you getting this one? So thereby try to save this point in your mind. Now what is the point we are discussing? Let us watch by one more time. It is a complex tissue that conducts water and mineral salts from the root to the aerial parts of the plant body in unidirectional flow. So this particular xylem we will be calling by one more name, that is a hydrome. Hydrome. So xylem also known as a hydrome. Next one, the term xylem was coined by Nageli. This is the important point. The term xylem was coined by Nageli. Okay. Next one, suppose here we can ask one question, that is this particular xylem is that conducts only water and minerals, sir. There is no any other function, sir. Means here one more function also is there. This particular xylem and phloem members provides mechanical strength or provides a mechanical support. So means here in a simple tissues we see now simple tissues in a cholenchyma and sclerenchyma there. So living mechanical tissue cholenchyma and dead mechanical tissue sclerenchyma all involves in a mechanical strength, providing of mechanical strength. So likewise here the xylem and phloem also helps in mechanical or providing of mechanical strength. Next one, it is composed of 4 different kinds of elements. So definitely this particular xylem for our convenience to study, so we can be divided what are the elements are present in the xylem or what are the types of elements are there. So in the xylem, so thereby here we have been divided this xylem into so different types or the simply 4 types. What are those? So once you see there, tracheids, vessels, xylem fibers, and one more is xylem parenchyma. One more time you try to remember. So 4 different kinds of elements are there. 4 types of elements are there. First one is tracheids. Second one is vessels. Third one is xylem fibers. And fourth one is xylem parenchyma. So how many are there? Totally 4 are there now. Tracheids, vessels, xylem fibers and xylem parenchyma. So there what is the main important point now? Out of these 4 types, if 4 types are there now, out of these 4 types, xylem parenchyma mattum is living. Xylem parenchyma alone is living and remaining all are dead. So thereby here out of 4 types, 3 are living. 3 are dead. So what are the dead tissues? Tracheids dead, vessels dead, xylem fibers dead, but xylem parenchyma mattum living. So that particular point only here I have written. So out of these 4 types, so xylem parenchyma alone is living and remaining all are dead tissues. So dead tissues means again, so there cytoplasm and everything is absent and cell wall is made up of with lignin or lignified cell wall. Likewise in sclerenchyma we learn no, so same kind of points here applicable. And within the cells no, due to the absence of cytoplasm, empty space will be there no, that particular empty space we will be calling as what we will be calling lumen. A point you understood now. Likewise, so somewhat information to be discussed related to the xylem, and in tomorrow's class now definitely let us start to learn these 4 types of xylem. Now let me revise. So let me revise the information of complex tissues. Complex tissues, what is the main important definition? No, suppose if a group of dissimilar cells altogether performs the same function or performs the specific function means, so such kind of tissues we will be taking as complex tissues. In plants, 2 different types of complex tissues are there. One is a xylem and one more is a phloem. So definitely xylem conducts the water and minerals, and the phloem helps in the conduction of organic substances. That's why when these particular complex tissues are present in the vascular bundles, these complex tissues we will be calling as vascular tissues. So definitely these vascular tissues are absent in the thallophytes and bryophytes, and for the first time appeared in pteridophytes, and gradually more developed vascular bundles are present in gymnosperms and angiosperms. Next one, so what are the group of the plants? What are the group of the plants consist of or possessing of vascular tissues? All these group of the plants are simply we will be considering as tracheophytes. Xylem, so definitely here the xylem is also known as a hydrome, and another name of xylem is a hydrome, and xylem term coined by Nageli. So what is a complex tissue? No, so xylem, it helps in the water conduction of water and minerals from the root to aerial shoot system in a unidirectional flow. This neat point of view important. So last year NEET examination they asked this one. Next one, not only in a conduction of water and minerals, that also provides the mechanical strength. So there xylem members for our convenience to study, now we have divided into 4 types: tracheids, vessels, xylem fibers and xylem parenchyma. Out of 4 types, one and only the living one, that is xylem parenchyma is living, and the remaining members 3 are dead cells or the dead tissues. So this is information or the introduction of xylem. In the next video, let us learn continuation information of xylem as well as phloem members. Thank you, and be safe at home.